What is up, people? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while. It's been a long while, and honestly, I have an update for you guys, and it's on that little thing that's over there, right there. Sentra's back. It's back from paint. I just had its maiden voyage yesterday. Took it out for a drive yesterday for the first time since I got it back from paint. I've had it for about a week, but I wanted to give you guys an update on it, show you exactly what I've done to it. So let's take a look at what it looks like now. So there it is. It looks different, doesn't it? It's just a little bit from what it used to look like. No, it's changed quite drastically, to be honest with you. It looks like a whole different car. I figured I'd come and record it here. This is where I first introduced it, but this is only phase one. And really, I wanted to go ahead and give you guys an idea of what's happened in phase one, other than just the color change itself, or the color update or refresh, as you want to call it, because a lot of people seem to think that something like this should go for no more than what, 4 or 5 grand. You know, I know what I got, and that's not really the case. A lot of times what ends up happening is people just don't understand what it costs to restore one of these things, and they really want to go ahead and hit you hard where it hurts. And those are usually the people that don't have any vehicles that look like this, or have taken the time to even really look into what it takes to have a nice looking Sentra. Like I mentioned before, a lot of people spend a lot of their money on power upgrades and turbo this, turbo that, 2-3 motors down the line. The car that still looks like junk, they give up on it because now it's been chopped up, cut up, and unfortunately, you know, they lose interest. And there's a lot of guys out there that have beautiful turbo cars. Those are guys that have owned the same car for 20, 30 years at this point. So that's actually pretty nice to see when I see things like that. But this one I've only owned for less than a year. Oh, actually a year now. And so really the point of it, as I told you guys last time, was just a refresh. I wanted to make it a clean daily driver. Nothing you guys can't do it at home if you have the time, the money, and the patience. And you know, if you have the patience, money will come with time. So that's something that's really important, because we're seeing less and less of these things on the road. And it's not like they're going for buku bucks or anything like that anyway, but they're worth saving. You're not going to get your money back on anything like this. But to somebody out there, if you're ever selling your Sentra and you ask what it's worth whatever somebody's willing to pay. And somebody out there is emotionally attached to one of these things, and they're gonna be willing to pay whatever you ask. Okay, so yeah, sun's out, guns out, or sins out, as some people say. You know, so don't be discouraged when you dump money into these things. I went into this thing with a budget in mind, and that budget went out the window. I kind of blew over it. But at the final episode of this little short series, I'll give you guys a total of what it costs to build this thing. But if you want an idea of what it costs, like, hey, where it's at now, I'll tell you that at the end of the video. But if you like content like this, like and subscribe. This is just more updates. I don't want to bore you guys with the whole, you know, me putting things together and building it. You could do this stuff at home. So I'm not doing anything you guys can't do. You don't need to see me be working all the time. Get out there and work on your Sentras too. I'd rather see you guys and hear your comments where you're building one and putting one together, and this inspires you to do it, because I hope it does. I really want you guys to save these things. So let's go over the car and what's changed. All right, so we're just gonna go front to back, I guess, and some of the changes. Please don't look at the scratch that's right there. It's totally bothering my OCD. And yeah, that was 100% me. I was the first one to put the first major scratch in it, so the car is gonna go back to the body shop and have that repaired. I'm sure they're gonna be very happy with me as far as that goes. But yeah, front to back, let's go ahead and do that. So in the front here, as I explained to you guys before, I definitely try to do this on a budget. I tried to find as many new parts as I could. I was fortunate enough to find new old stock of these TYC headlights. These are aftermarket. The corner lights are brand new old stock as well. They were aftermarket. I just found these online on a sale ad, and I hit the guy up and I bought a whole bunch of OEM new old stock from him. The fog lights are also brand new. These are Depot brand, but you know, they're brand new. You can't get brand new OEMs anymore. Again, the important thing is definitely trying to build this thing on a budget. Then from there, I did a group buy for these clears side markers. So they were able to make custom clear side markers for the front. I only wanted the white ones for the front because I figured the back old red ones would match the tail lights better. So I kept those red in the back. The front bumper, yeah, that's really hard to find a 93, 94 front bumper. No longer available from Nissan. I think Greg Vogel sold the last one years ago. I forgot to who, but I remember it was the last person who bought it. So this one I picked up for a pretty penny from my guy down in Florida, Roger Raymond, and it had no drill holes in the front for a front bumper. These 93, 94 bumpers always split down the middle for some reason. They're always all messed up. So this one was in great shape, worked out great. The grill is actually an aftermarket piece. The same gentleman that sold me the headlights and the corner lights had that grill. It's aftermarket. The emblem itself is an OEM replacement. So I did buy a brand new OEM emblem for that. The hood that was on the car before was pretty messed up. So this is a junkyard run hood. We'll look under the hood at the end. Let's go this way. So like I said, I scratched the crap out of that corner. Let's keep going. So the cowl, I just refreshed it, that, you know, to the best of my ability, because that's no longer sold, and the gasket that goes in between it is no longer available because it used to come in one piece. The last OEM cowl that was sold, I believe I purchased the last one, and that went on the red car. The trims down here, these I just painted with some SEM trim black paint so they can look a little more fresh. And then from there, let's go to, so the side mirrors. These are actually the original ones that were with the car. You guys remember, if you look at the old video, they were pretty messed up. I just went ahead and compounded them out and then polished them up. They came out pretty good. So, you know, if you have old mirrors like that, just use a little compound, a little elbow grease, a dual action polisher, or a rotary, and you'll get some good results. Door handles are brand new OEM replacements. I had them in my stash, so they didn't really come out of the budget. But technically, since I paid for them at some point in my life, they're part of the budget. New door locks, all OEM door locks. This car had 3 keys at some point, so it was really difficult. If you lost one key, you were screwed, because that might be the one for the doors, or it might be the one for the trunk. And so I bought all brand new locks. The thing is, Nissan sells you the locks individually with individual set of keys. They don't sell the kit anymore. So I had to get all the locks rekeyed to one key. So now all the locks, except for the ignition, run off of the same key. Going a little further, all the seals and gaskets around the window are brand new. So this outer one, this outer one, as I try to get into my own car. This outer one, this one is the original one. That one was fine. These are OEM pieces right here. This drip rail, I have extras of these, so whenever I see them, I buy them just because I knew they would come in handy one day. So those are extras. These are the original pieces. I just cleaned them up. This is new. This seal right there is new, and since Sergio really loves looking at these things, the strikers, I replaced the strikers with brand new strikers and brand new little covers. Those are OEM parts. And then Sergio loves this too. New rubber covers for these those door sensors or whatever. New quarter glass. Thanks to my man Raul from Direct Quality Auto Glass. He was the one that installed all the glass, so these quarter glass portions are brand new. I forgot to mention the front windshield is brand new as well. Raul came through and replaced that for me with all new trims that I had and I purchased from the previous owner of the car. So all the trims and gaskets on the front windshield are brand new OEM. All the trims and gaskets back here, as well are brand new OEM. I just got the last piece, which is this bottom piece right here, in last night. Thanks to my buddy in NorCal. I shipped it to his house by accident, so I got that. All that's new OEM, and of course there's no restoration or semi-restoration complete without you getting these gaskets that go between the bumper and the body itself. I had brand new OEM pieces that I bought extras for when I bought when I redid the red car. So those are all new, and if you can't get them new, don't know the part number, just contact Matt Feigl, Ocular Dynamic. He makes aftermarket ones himself, 3D prints them, and they fit great. The taillights are brand new. These are TYC brand, I think, or Depot. Depot. So those are brand new. I bought those from the same gentleman that sold me the headlights and the corner lights and the grill. So it was an awesome deal. I did not want to use used ones just because. The person who owned the car previously had the trunk with the wing. So the wing is all original. I was able to go ahead and save it. This is just polished out. I polished out these lenses as well, so they look pretty brand new. I will be polishing the trim or this finisher that goes on the trunk once the car is complete. Yeah, I know, right? Isn't it already complete one? No, it's not complete. This is only phase one of what I seem to think is gonna be maybe like 3 or 4 phases of this car as it continues to change. So that was new. The 2 stoppers that go inside of there, the rubber stoppers, are new. The trunk gasket is brand new. It's an OEM piece as well. The stoppers that go on the trunk are all replaced and brand new as well. Yes, there are stoppers that go on the trunk so it doesn't close so hard. That's how that pillar or portion that goes in the back of the trunk where the lock is gets so damaged on these cars because people keep slamming their trunks and don't have the stoppers on the trunk itself, so it doesn't have to slam so hard to lock in. So yeah, you replace those if you have a problem with your trunk. Felts, all those are brand new. So what's changed inside, Juan? Well, not too much, not yet. That's gonna be part for another phase, but I did have these fresh door cards installed. When I got the car, only that door over there had a speaker in it, and so that was replaced. All 4 speakers are installed. It didn't come with the rear deck either, so I went ahead and sourced the deck, installed speakers in the deck. What I wasn't able to find is, you guys know the clips that hold the deck in, those are always brittle, those are always broken, so I was able to source 2. So if somebody out there has that 3rd one, let me know, I'd gladly buy it from you. Or if you have more than 3, or 1, excuse me, if you have more than 1, I'll buy as many as you have, but they have to be in good shape and not brittle and all beat up. I'll definitely buy them from you. Let me show you guys the engine bay. So nothing really going on in here. I didn't paint the engine bay. Again, I may have mentioned I would not do the engine bay because just for cost. So just for reasons of cost, there was no reason for me to do the engine bay. I wouldn't do it unless the engine needed to be pulled out. And again, this is just to be made into a good daily driver. Oh yeah, this loose speed cooling plate, radiator cooling plate, that I did install. That was part of a group buy, so I did install that. That came out really good. Again, this is phase 1. So what I do plan on doing though, phase 2 on this car, is more than likely going to be suspension. I have all the hard race parts for it, for the rear trailing arms and that lateral link. So all that's going to get replaced with hard race parts. I do have the Fortuner 510s that are coming off of my red car that are going to go on this. The red car is going to get the prototype 2-way 520s that are going to go on it. That's right, I was going to tell you guys what approximately it costs where I'm at now in its current state. So we're talking about $2 grand for the car itself, which is a smoking deal with all the parts that were in it. We're talking About $2,000 for all the extra parts that I bought from the previous owner, seals, gaskets, trims, additional parts. I believe I bought an extra dash from them, a whole bunch of stuff. So just that's $4,000. You want to go ahead and add maybe like $3,500 for paint. That's $75,000, and then all the headlights, corner lights, grill, the front bumper, which was Roger, you got me, bro. That was pretty expensive. All the additional little pieces, we're talking another, what were we at? Maybe around 9,500 bucks right then and there. So as the car sits, we're probably around 10K in. And that's with me pulling a lot of parts out of my stash that I don't add up. So easily 10, if not 10 and a half is where it's at. And you know, if I added in the wheels, I did buy 5 sets of wheels for this thing, so I went a little overboard. Well, I mean, you gotta have options, right? Options are good when it comes to what you think is gonna look good. All right, guys, so if you like content like this, leave your stories down in the comments. I hope this stuff kind of inspires you and gives you a better idea what it costs to build something. Again, it's not extravagant. This is nothing you guys couldn't do either. This is nothing you guys can't build. Again, like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. We're over 5,000 subscribers. I never thought we'd get even to 500. I say it a lot of the times. I appreciate you guys. Take care. Deuces.